We are the Pennsylvania Manufacturers Association.
We are the Pennsylvania Manufacturers Association.
Business in Pennsylvania.
And business in Pennsylvania is our business.
Now, I'm going to make a statement, and I want you to tell me. I think you'll disagree with it.
Okay.
So I want you to tell me and prove to me that I'm wrong. Because the statement is simply the House is almost becoming dysfunctional. Big issues go there, things that need to be done, and they're not being done. You have Republicans fighting Republicans in there. The ultra-conservative anti-tax crowd is fighting the folks like Speaker Sam Smith, who's retiring at the end of this year. What's going on in the State House?
Well, but you, I think, are in error limiting it to one party. Because there's two parties.
I'm not limiting it to party,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
the angle I'm talking about to lead off is that is happening.
But you have to take a look at, I think, the entire group that is there. And there is a spectrum of Republicans as well as a spectrum of Democrats that are out there. And this pension crisis is one, I'm going to come back to it, is one that demonstrates that. You know, the Tobash Amendment plan that we're talking about is a few votes shy in the House and really just a couple votes shy in the Senate. But it's all Republican votes, where you have the other side saying we're not doing anything, we're not touching pensions, we're going to keep them as it is. Other than they want to borrow more money, about $9 billion, which if you've seen the recent PERC review, said that's not a good idea either. It doesn't make any sense. So I take a look at it as this is a responsibility of all legislators there. Now, when it comes to if you're going to just limit it to the Republican Party, there is a spectrum in the Republican Party. And they're not going to agree all the time. But they have gotten a whole lot done. I don't want you to forget that. And I think that I'm going to lump you in with the media in this
That's
one.
fine. You go ahead.
The media remembers the last 24 hours as compared to the last 3.5 years. Mm-hmm. And the House has been the leader in many of the bills that finally got done. One of those bills being Marcellus Shale had a lot to do with that. But most importantly to me, and we haven't gotten it done yet over in the Senate, and that's some form of liquor privatization. And they got that done back in April or May of last year, and it's been over in the Senate ever since. And they got a consensus of people there. You know what the rule is. The rule is 102, 26, and 1. Mm-hmm. You need 102 votes in the House. You need 26 votes in the Senate, and you need one signature of the governor. So you got my signature on those bills. And people say, well, why can't you get them to do this? Well, because they're pretty independent-minded. And I'll go back to this, and sometimes my advisors don't want me to talk about it, but it's absolute truth. I campaigned against something that was called walking around money. Which prior governors used very effectively to go get a vote from a legislator who wasn't inclined to vote that way. Mm-hmm. I think it may have caused some to get into the habit of, well, I got to get something out of this for my vote, for my district. In Washington, they would call it earmarks. We haven't been doing that, and it makes it very, very difficult. I promised I wouldn't do it, and I keep that promise.
There was a big crackdown on WAMs back in the 90s under Governor Ridge, and then they just kind of slowly creeped back in, didn't they?
Sure. I hate to say that in many cases in Pennsylvania, I can't speak to other states, but also if you look at the term earmarks in Washington mm-hmm. and the budgets that go on there, that ability to, we want your vote and you want that bridge down in this county or in that township, we can do that if you come on and give us your vote. It's been part of politics probably for centuries.